Hey guys, Terrorizer here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about Monster Hunter Wilds and set the record straight on the actual information that's out there, which is not a whole lot of information at all, you guys. There's been a lot of videos going around YouTube and other platforms talking about news that we literally just do not have yet. Monster Hunter Wilds was a really long-awaited title, and we did get that small snippet of it back when they revealed it during the Game Awards. It was actually a very nice reveal trailer, coming with an actual release year of the year of 2025, not really a release date. But this reveal trailer also came out swinging by stating that it's going to be on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So the first thing I want to talk about is Monster Hunter Wilds going to be crossplay. Keep in mind, we have no new info about any of this stuff, but I think it's a solid bet that crossplay is definitely going to happen this time, especially if they did reveal that it's going to be on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam, all from the get-go with the reveal trailer. I feel like you have to be pretty confident in all the platforms that you're releasing on to state that openly with the very first reveal of the entire game. As this game probably has been in development for a long time, they probably want to correct the wrongs of past Monster Hunter titles, or Monster Hunter World to be specific. Not having crossplay on Monster Hunter World was a huge blow to the game, and it actually still echoes today. Recently, we did have a resurgence of Monster Hunter World players at the beginning of 2024, and that really was kind of a domino effect of Monster Hunter Wilds being revealed in the first place. And as of the end of March, I've actually been on YouTube making Monster Hunter World content for a solid year now, so it's actually the channel's birthday in a way. But back on topic, I've been making Monster Hunter World content before the reveal of Monster Hunter Wilds. Everything leading up until then, Monster Hunter World was actually kind of going through a resurgence before the Monster Hunter Wilds trailer came out, believe it or not. The trailer for the new game really boosted the resurgence. As we take a look at the Steam charts for Monster Hunter World, in January, that was when it was really booming. Even in December, actually, the latter half of December, got a boost of 23,000 players. And then the average player base went up by 30,000, and it peaked at 160,000 players in January. But as you see right now, as the 24-hour peak of Monster Hunter World is only about half of that right now. But as we are getting into summer, more news on Monster Hunter Wilds is bound to be released. I'm sure there's a lot of videos that do have this right, but I also wanted to throw my hat in the ring and clear this up by saying that Monster Hunter Wilds info is definitely coming soon. It's not speculation or anything like that. They actually told us right after the reveal trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds that we can expect more news come summertime. So as we are moving into the warmer months of the year, we're probably going to be getting some really cool new info. Maybe a new weapon, some more monsters, some more gameplay trailers. It's going to be a really fun time. But this is also going to be when Monster Hunter World really resurges again. Especially going through to the end of the year, we're really going to have a huge resurgence again near the end of the year. I guarantee you, everybody's going to be super excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm super excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. Obviously, I'm playing World right now because we haven't seen anything for Wilds. It's actually been 6 months since we had any info on Wilds. That's another reason I'm making this video. I think we all need to be on the lookout for some new info that's coming out soon. They're going to be releasing it any day now, especially now that they have some of their big game releases like Dragon's Dogma 2 out of the way, which we are not going to talk about Dragon's Dogma 2's release on this video, you guys. Maybe another video. Not the best release. But we don't really have a lot of action RPGs throughout the rest of the year or any huge releases. But in my personal opinion, I think what we are going to see is that we're going to see a new gameplay trailer next with perhaps a new monster. We're going to see some actual weapon gameplay for one. I don't think that we're going to see a new weapon just yet, but who knows? Capcom could come out swinging with maybe a fist weapon that deals blunt damage. Hey, Capcom. But they're definitely going to give us something new. They're going to give us little tidbits all the way throughout the rest of the year. And looking at Monster Hunter's track record and some releases by Capcom in the past, Capcom is not shy of releasing a game in the very early part of the year. I'm talking January, February, March, especially as Dragon's Dogma 2 is a prime example of that. Obviously not as big of a game as Monster Hunter World, but it was considered a big AAA release by this company. And that's also a prime time for big games to be released. And I honestly don't think they really would have much competition. Capcom's almost at the level of Nintendo where they can release their games whenever they want. But that's actually some very good news because that means that we're only about 10 months away from the release of Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, this isn't a guaranteed release date. This is just my speculation, of course. Take it with a grain of salt. But that would be the perfect time for them to release a very big game. And then throughout the rest of the year, a whole 9 months, they can release all the title updates for all the monsters. We're going to have a lot of content in 2025, you guys. I cannot tell you how excited I am for that. But until we do get more info on a suspected release date, more weapons, monsters, crossplay, everything combined, I'm still keeping on the Monster Hunter World train because I really do want to ride it all the way into Monster Hunter Wilds and into that game's future as well, with all of its title updates and its very own Iceborne, a huge expansion to Wilds just like Monster Hunter World got. And I gotta say, I'm actually very excited because seeing the resurgence of Monster Hunter World in the earlier part of the year was really awesome. Like I stated earlier in the video, it's been just about over a year since I actually started content on YouTube in general, this whole content creation journey, and I really can't thank you enough for all the support you've given me. Monster Hunter World's big resurgence was really fun for everybody. A lot of old players came back, a lot of new players hopped in for the first time, the likes of big streamers started playing it, of course, and a bunch of HoloLive is even playing Monster Hunter World as well. What keeps me strong and going is the fun I have playing with most of you guys during the live streams or making content for you in general. But I'm here to say, for most of you players who are still chugging through it, or maybe you're experiencing burnout, I really suggest that you take a break. Like I said, we got the rest of the year to look forward to Monster Hunter Wilds, and we are going to have another huge resurgence as we are coming into the latter half of this year. People are going to be playing Monster Hunter World for the first time in anticipation for Wilds. People are going to want to come back to give Monster Hunter World a farewell goodbye. People are going to want to pick up a new weapon before Wilds comes out because we're surely going to get a lot of the weapons from Monster Hunter World in Wilds. So a lot of practice and anticipation as well. All really cool ways to get excited for the release of this new game. And coming back to talk about crossplay for a second, I know it has a huge issue specifically. I've heard a lot of you talking on the channel and throughout the live streams. If the streams that I do are PlayStation as well, and that's not even talking about the Xbox players, it feels like a lot of the Monster Hunter World player base is alienated. It's very unfortunate. I'm kind of here to address that by stating that Monster Hunter World on PC I primarily play on because that is where most of the player base is. I actually played Monster Hunter World on its release on PlayStation 4, as I've always been a console gamer throughout most of my life, but as I started this content creation journey, I play mostly on PC for ease of access to the game and for making videos. So console players, I have not forgotten about you. But as we come more into the future of games, crossplay is becoming more of a necessity day by day. And I do feel like if Capcom couldn't make that happen, then they'd really be dropping the ball. But I don't think Capcom is in the mindset to make it not work. It probably all comes down to making a deal with Sony to make their games crossplay. We all know Sony has a lot of exclusive titles, and the reason why they want to keep them exclusive is because they want to sell more PlayStations. For those who don't know, you know, we're talking about God of War, Stellar Blade just released. Bloodborne is still locked to PlayStation 4, believe it or not, and that's a beloved Souls game that people really want. So I'm very confident that Capcom is going to try its best to make it happen. I think it would be absolutely ridiculous to not have a game this anticipated be crossplay, especially as the standard going forward is we need crossplay in these big games. I feel like it's kind of mandatory at this point for a lot of the big game sellers out there to make crossplay happen. And Capcom definitely has the money and the resources to make this happen. But we have to wait for more news on that for now, unfortunately, but that is something that I'm definitely looking forward to. But getting back to Monster Hunter Wilds reveal trailer, you know, they did state that it's going to be on every single platform except for Switch, obviously, because it's one of the bigger Monster Hunter tiled games. But wrapping up my thoughts on this more discussion video for Monster Hunter Wilds, no, we do not know if it's cross-play. No, we have not seen any new weapons for the game. No, we have not seen any new info on the game in general. But we do know one thing for sure. They literally stated that summer is when we can expect more news for Monster Hunter Wilds. And since we don't have anything out on the horizon for big game releases, especially from Capcom, my bet is that they're going to be releasing info all the way up till the end of the year. And then we're going to have a springtime release for Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm betting somewhere around March or April, maybe even as early as January, actually, because Capcom is in the position to be able to release games in that month. But I don't think it is as likely as March or April, especially as in April is when Japan's fiscal year actually ends and starts again. So depending on when they want to release that game for their investors, they might want to release it in March, or literally right into April. Now, I could totally be wrong. We could get the game way later into the summer, maybe. But another thing that I want to point out too is that it's actually been nearly 6 months since they gave us the reveal trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, this is a completely unrelated game, but Street Fighter 6 actually had an entire year leading up to the release of the game. They gave us our main reveal trailer of the gameplay for Street Fighter 6 on June 2nd of 2022. And funny enough, the game actually released on June 2nd of 2023. Monster Hunter Wilds is definitely a much bigger game than Street Fighter. I only bring that up because I am a fighting game fan in general, but that is one of the biggest game franchises out there alongside Resident Evil, Street Fighter. They got Devil May Cry, they got Monster Hunter. They truly have some of the best game series there are. And because they came out swinging saying, hey, it's going to be on every single platform, you guys, except for Nintendo Switch, and that's coming in 2025, they gave themselves more than a year of time to prep for the actual launch of Monster Hunter Wilds. I really don't think that they would want to drag out the release of it either. And so if we're thinking along my timeline of March or April, it would mean that they had an actual solid 16 months from the reveal trailer all the way up to its potential release. And in my opinion, that is a lot of time to prepare for a big game's launch, especially when you came out with a reveal trailer like they did. Of course, I am not a game developer and I do not know the practices of game development. I only have my experience being a gamer my entire life, I suppose, and watching games release or games get delayed. And I really do think that with the reveal and the launch of Street Fighter 6, they really nailed the launch of that game because they gave it so much time. I know there are a lot of folks out there that are scared that it might be way later into 2025, but I really do think it's coming sooner than that, you guys. But until we do get that info that they said they would give in summertime coming up soon here, we really don't know much about Monster Hunter Wilds. So that is going to wrap up this video's main topic. I wanted to talk about what we do know, what we could probably expect for Monster Hunter Wilds, what we can expect for Monster Hunter World going into the end of the year. Like I said, I am staying on the train of Monster Hunter World all the way up until the release of Monster Hunter Wilds. I am planning to release a video every single week. I'm also doing live streams every Friday and Saturday right here on YouTube. So if you want to play Monster Hunter World with me in anticipation of Monster Hunter Wilds, you are more than welcome to join me. I also have a link to my Discord server on my main channel page if you want to be more connected to the actual community of the channel. But now wrapping up Monster Hunter Wilds, all I have left is to ask you guys, when do you think we're going to get Monster Hunter Wilds? What kind of new weapon do you want to see revealed for the game? And what are your thoughts on Monster Hunter Wilds being a potential open world game? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But otherwise, that's going to do for today, guys and gals. I'm signing off. This has been Terroriza, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace!